You are listening to Cogent Radio, and it's time for Trigger Warning!
Good evening and welcome to Trigger Warning. I'm Hayden Hewitt and I'm joined as ever by Big Daddy G Pickle, Graeme Booth.
Good evening. How's it going?
I'm very tired.
I am, man. I am. I'd usually try and nap on a Tuesday, but my perfect, wonderful princess kept waking me up. Are you asleep? Yes, I was.
Oh, your perfect, wonderful princess who is awake right now, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I just said hello to her over the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. How cute is she?
Oh,
seriously.
Mate, it's out of this world. I can't handle it.
You can't handle how cute it is.
No, her mum's started straight up saying, stop manipulating your father. She's there going, can I have 10 cuddles, Daddy? And I'm like, all right, let's count every single one of them.
Oh, bless. I'm trying to find a tweet because I do want to give a shout. I've got quite a few things. So obviously we know you want to talk about Kavanagh because we didn't talk about him last week.
Yeah, although, before we get onto that, I say I was hoping we would have had the vote by now. So, but yeah, is the tweet the one? Oh, I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah. I have to say a big shout out to Ruth, who finds my voice tremendously sexy as she listens to this in bed. So there you go, Ruth. There's a stay pure for daddy. Just for you. I don't know if she finds that particularly sexy, but I do enjoy saying it. And of course, a big shout out for someone who's apparently rubbing one out to Graeme right now, which is Natasha. So we're doing well, Graeme.
Yeah. We're doing it. Yeah.
Sex symbols.
It still makes me uncomfortable. Like, yeah, that the amount of admissions of self-satisfaction that we get whilst we're on air. It's quite creepy.
I've not had those.
You get a lot of them though when you're live on Troll. I mean, I think you filter them out now.
I don't get them. I know you do, but that's all right. It's healthy. It's good. But I know you think about it because one of my first tweets to me this morning around 7:30 was about Ruth tweeting me about that. I can see you'd given it some thought. So.
Hayden.
So I wake up to tweets from Graeme. Depends how early he gets woke up by his beautiful princess, and that usually decides the tone of the messages as well as to how angry they are. I've had Graeme having a political argument all on his own at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I've been getting sucked in recently, dude. It's not good. It's not healthy.
I don't know. It makes me laugh. Makes me tremendously happy to wake up, see those messages, think I'll just leave him an hour. I'll just let him.
I've been trying to start a fight with Leeds Council at the moment, but they're not biting.
Oh,
because they banned that women's group that wanted to talk about women in women-only spaces.
Right.
They'd already booked it, and some councillor who's gone missing now, I can't remember her name, she was like, it's our room and we'll have whoever we want in it. And it's like, oh, that's very socialist of you.
Dude, you're already peeking the shit out of your mic, dude.
Oh, really? I've no idea why.
I imagine the shouting. No, I know it's rich for me to say about shouting on a mic, but Tuesdays are supposed to be more chill.
Yes.
And over the last week, you're getting increasingly shrill.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm just getting really hyped, man. I'm getting really, really hyped with it all. I can't help it. It's just this weird.
The Trigger Warning podcast got up to number 7 in news and politics for a couple of hours, didn't it?
It did. I was very happy. The numbers have been phenomenal on it. Uh-huh. I've got to say, actually, in terms of the shouting, I get it. She says to me, she's like, I hear every bloody word, Graeme. Every bloody word. Our little one said the F word the other day and we were blaming each other and she's like, you sit there screaming for 2 hours every Tuesday, then you listen back to it Where do you think she fucking got it from?
Do you listen back to this?
I've started doing, yeah.
Oh, my days. And we have to give some more shout-outs, by the way, because if you're listening to this on the podcast, may your God bless you. But we also do this live every Tuesday at 10:30. So we got some folks in Trigger Warning chat, which is on triggerwarning.tv/live. Mr. Kill C1, Happy Dog. Oof, I hate saying hello to Happy Dog. He's detestable. But Happy Dog, Bob Stew, massive shout out to Bob Stew, he's been spreading the TW gospel like AIDS in a bathhouse. He's been all over the place.
Very hard, hasn't he? Yeah.
We've got Aphid Lip and we've got Young Alex in chat as well. So that's very nice. Good to see you guys. Oh, and Crimson Succubus. Look at that. We're doing well. There's got the chats filling up nicely. So there's some shout outs.
Yes. The live crew are always appreciated. They are the best.
They are the cream of the crop. Or in Happy Dog's case, just the stuff that floats to the top. But still, you know, life would be more dull without Happy Dog making unwanted sexual advances towards you, Graeme. To be fair.
I know. You know that whole thing about your kids Googling when you're older. One day she's going to go, Daddy, who's Happy Dog? Is he really happy? He's very happy, love, yeah. Anyway. He's dead now, bless him.
I'm going to do a bit of an unusual shout out here. He's dead now. Bizarre supermarket car park incident. Got no explanation for it.
Well, that's it. If he keeps beating up activists, and he's about to get unlucky at some point in the next couple of years.
There's only so many times you can have your head swell up like his did before something goes wrong. I'm telling you. I want to give a shout out to the African Mechatronic Project. Someone got in touch with me, asked if I'd be interested in just spreading the word a little, or, you know, donating to this. It's two young guys, Dylan and Mohammed. They're both studying mechatronics at the ROC University in Tilburg, which is in the Netherlands. And they've had the opportunity to join the project Go for Africa for next year's internship. And what the project provides is practical education for African students who want to learn, you know, in the technical field in some of the most remote areas of Gambia. The key aim is to provide them knowledge and skills that will greatly improve their basic living standards, and teaching them technical skills so they can build and repair without outside help. Essentially, helping people in remote places to, you know, get more in step with the outside world, but also look after themselves. It's a really worthy cause because it's not just sending money or sending fly. This is training people with skills, and these young guys are going to put about 7 weeks of their life into this, at least, not including the time to set things up and get things together. So they're going out there in February 2019, and they're going to travel about 7,000 kilometers in 3 weeks. After that, they'll spend 7 full weeks at the project before going back to the Netherlands. If you're interested in helping these guys out, go to the africanmechatronicproject.raisely.com, which is a fundraising kind of site, obviously. We'll pop the link in the podcast. Graeme will definitely remind me to do that. And if you're interested, go and have a look. And if you want to just drop a couple of quid to help these kids go out there and do some good, because obviously the good kids, this isn't some gap year work on a pretend elephant farm bullshit. This is going out and doing some real honest to God work to help people become self-sufficient, which is the most important thing in the world. So that's the African Mechatronic Project.raisely.com. Go and have a look.
Yeah, 100% behind that. Fuck aid. Training, investment.
Yeah. Good kids.
100%.
Good kids. So that's a worthy cause to get behind, I think. There we go. Done that.
I love how we both had a sip of our brew at the same time then. Well, we've done well, eh? We deserve.
I only slipped up a couple of times in my reading there, and I think I dealt with that rather well, considering usually in this show I veer tragically away from the topic long before I did with that one. So I deserve a sip of I'm on the sparkling strawberry and vanilla water.
Ooh.
Yeah, get me.
I'm on the cup of tea and a cup of Guinness.
Cup of.
I'm going between the two, the hot cold.
I just love a cup of. I'd love a mug of beer, thank you.
Yes, there's a reason, man. And if you don't understand, then that's on you.
Right, I want to kick off this week.
Yes, please.
Graeme Linehan.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Now, for those that don't know, Graeme Linehan is the writer of several very popular TV shows in Ireland and Britain, like Father Ted, Black Books, other things I've never watched. Very successful, but he kind of struggles in his online existence. It's like Graeme noted in his tweets, it's the most gentle breakdown you've ever witnessed. On Twitter, he just keeps getting it odd, if not wrong. He was all for Count Dankula being sent to prison for being a terrible Nazi, and for all Dankula's faults, I don't think he really deserved to be sent to prison for that. I'm not entirely sure he's a Nazi, although I have actually watched some more of his videos now, Graeme.
Who's that, Dankula?
Yeah, Dankula.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what?
What?
There's something not right there, mate. Beyond just being a shit poster, you know, when you start seeing little patterns about the way people talk. And let me just put it this way, I'm not going to accuse him of being a Nazi or anything like that, but I am going to say that I'm sure he feels very much at home in UKIP.
Yeah. But here's the thing though. That's like, you know, my argument with Dankula, and this is the same thing that people are trying to get across to Glinner, is even if your worst suspicions are true and he is a full-blown Nazi and he hates Jews and he hates blacks and he hates everything, even if he is and he's super homophobic, everything, that's still not something you should be prosecuted for.
No, I agree.
You know, that's the thing.
But also,
that's what we're defending.
It does make him qualified to take your seat at the trigger warning table, though. So I'll keep that in mind when he stars in The Descendancy. Do you want to be the new Graeme?
Do you want to be the new Graeme? He's great. The old great. Well, you know, you've got your thing going on, but you kept it public and public donations, and you made videos about it. Graeme kept quiet about it, though, man. He didn't. And some of the jokes, looking back now,
yeah. And you know, I'd have to tell him, look, to be fair, you're probably going to have to step it up a notch to match his levels of racism and ableism and anti-Semitism and transphobia and things like that. But I think you could get there. I think you could if you just really give it that extra push. Yeah, where's Graeme now? Prison. He's in prison.
He's got a mop on his head, bar of soap in his mouth. He's trying not to clench. Yes, sir. You're pretty.
Anyway, that's Graeme Linehan. Which now he's had a spot of bother because he's been getting very friendly with the TERFs recently, who think women are women and trans women are men. And there's one particular trans. You know what? I'm not gonna call her a trans activist, Graeme, because it's not. It's a trans troll.
Yes,
simple as that.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Called Stephanie Hayden has decided to sue him for many different things, doxing, and apparently she doxed him, and fucking everyone. It's all gone in a big kerfuffle. But Stephanie, who claims to be a lawyer, is suing him and has reported him to the Norfolk police. But there's one thing in this whole manifesto from Stephanie Hayden, which, by the way, I can't see on my @HaydenHewitt Twitter account because I've been blocked for asking a question. I was blocked just for asking a question, which is unfair because I think I could have been blocked far more righteously if she'd just responded to me. This is the one I don't get, okay? This is one of it claims. On 29th of September 2018, Graeme Linehan published further defamatory tweets targeting Hayden for #harassment. Graeme Linehan dead-named Hayden. It feels weird saying that name.
Yeah, it's bothered me trying to keep up with this because everyone keeps saying Hayden, and I'm like, in a nasty way. I'm like, oh, what?
What's he done now? But Graeme Linehan dead-named Hayden, referenced her as a man, even though Graeme Linehan knows Hayden holds a female gender recognition certificate. that is nothing less than transphobia. Now, excuse me. Gender recognition certificate. I had to look these up because I thought, what the fuck is this now? If a trans woman comes to you and says, I'm a woman, and you say, well, no, I don't agree. Yes, I am. I've got a certificate. A fucking certificate. To tell people what gender. A fucking certificate.
Yeah. It's actually, you should get knowledgeable of that because they're trying to scrap it at the moment. Oh, dear.
Well, I was getting onto that, Nick. Don't worry. I'm going to get onto that. But this drove me absolutely fucking insane because does that mean it's somehow now illegal to say, I'm sorry, I don't believe you're a woman? Now, you see, when you meet trans people in real life, and most of them, some you can have a real laugh with, some you got to be gentle with because they're going through an enormous fucking upheaval in their life. Because most of the ones you meet in real life are not like these fucking monsters you see online. They're really not. And you know what? I will refer to them as he or she. I will treat them as I treat a man or a woman because they're decent, nice fucking, human beings. That's all. I don't believe they're a woman. I don't accept them as a woman, but I accept them as someone who identifies as one. And you know what? It doesn't hurt me to give them that courtesy. It just doesn't. But I also respect women who say, I don't want you in our bathrooms because I don't trust you. Now, that might be paranoia, but whatever it is, women have a right to feel comfortable in their own space, just as men do. They've got a right. That's just how it is. And the right of the minority just should not usurp the right of the majority. But when there's people like this Stephanie Hayden, I'm a woman. No, you're not. I'm a woman. You're not a fucking woman. And do you know what? Fuck this. There are two genders. Just two. There's men and women. Not 76, not mix and all this shit. Then there are hermaphrodites who are born with a condition. They're a genetic accident. They're a massive minority. And if you decide to change your sex, you can't change gender. You can just change how you feel, and then you can hope for acceptance from people. You can't demand it. You can't say, you have to accept I'm a woman, because you're not, and I don't. I will afford you every courtesy, but please do not demand that you can tell me how to think or how to feel. But this is exactly the sort of horrible bastard that will do more to harm the trans community than anybody else. It's like when I posted to Owen Jones, and of course he ignored me, but a lot of the followers didn't. When he blamed the general media for the rise of the right, I put it on him. I said, actually, it's you.
Oh, 100%.
And it's people like you that cause the right. When you demonise everyone that doesn't agree with your ridiculous, unachievable standards of fucking SJW bullshit as a Nazi and a monster and a racist and a homophobe, they're going to go to where people aren't so nasty to them. They're going to go to the right where people go, no, you're right, mate. You're right, he's a horrible bastard. Look what they're doing to you. That's exactly what this Stephanie Hayden is. And do you know what? Graeme Linehan's bit of a cock. Okay? He did tweet. I got a notification today, but then it was gone by the time I got round to it because I was busy. But from what you saw, it was like some of my friends at InfoWars. And my friend Count Dankula. How can someone get anything so singularly incorrect?
I know, yeah. The Dankula doesn't give a fuck about you, and InfoWars. The timing of InfoWars is ridiculous, beyond ridiculous.
I didn't fucking like InfoWars before they tried to shaft us.
No, but you're having quite a public spat with them at the moment. It's just like, what?
And the fact that one of them had the nerve to turn around to me and say, I don't understand the fucking animosity.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Allow me to explain it in great detail in the coming fucking months.
I know. I was going to ask if we're going to go into that tonight, but
we will touch on it. We will touch on it, but yeah, whilst Live Leak as an organisation has taken the high road and will continue to take the high road, I won't. Fuck them. But yeah, we can talk about InfoWars after for sure. But yeah, Stephanie Hayden, dreadful troll. Dreadful person, and will probably sue me if she ever finds out I've said this. But you know what? Yes, I disagree with what people say, and yes, I think Graeme Linehan was incorrect about his things about Dankula, not because I think Dankula's a good bloke, because I'm far from convinced of that fact, but because, like you said, rightly, imprisonment is the wrong answer. But on this point, no matter how much of a dick I think Graeme is, I've got to take his side on this. I've got to have his back on this.
Yeah. I've got to say as well, Dankula's done nothing but come out in defence of him. He says, yeah, I don't like the man. He said the exact same thing. So if you're not going to defend people you don't like, then what's the fucking point? You're just an empty husk, aren't you? You know what I mean?
You're InfoWars.
Yeah, of course you are. You're one of your mates.
My mate's InfoWars and Dankula. Yeah, we hang out all the fucking time because we get on so well.
It's odd though. This has been. We talked about it before with Glenna. And again, I can't stand him. But you've got to identify the fact that this has been a coordinated thing for months and months and months.
Oh, and there's a couple of players involved as well.
Oh yeah.
It's not him on his own.
But the glorious thing about it that I am enjoying, even though I don't agree with it, I'm enjoying the fact that he's finally getting bitten by the beast that he's been feeding for so long. Even with that tweet that he sent to you, like, oh, how's your mate's InfoWars and your Nazi mate Dankula, like straight away that he's using the exact same tactics that they do. It's that guilt by association, that not actually mentioning anything, not presenting a point or addressing the argument or anything, just that guilt by association, the smearing, the throwing mud and all that. And it's like he can't fucking help himself. Even now, when he's being shafted by it himself to the point where the police are involved, he's still standing by it. And he's still, because I just think he's too far down the rabbit hole at this point.
I just think it's a shame that he decided to take back his tweet. I just think that's a real shame.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed attending to it.
He likes bullying what he perceives as nobodies, though, doesn't he? Because the fucker's quote tweeted me to try and mock me before now. Like, little old Graeme with 600 Twitter followers, he's quote tweeted me. And people only quote tweet to try and get a pile on. And you know what everyone did? Everyone piled on to call him a dickhead. Because I was right. See,
that doesn't happen to me. When I called Mark Dice a twat, his people piled on to fuck me. I must just press all the wrong fucking buttons.
Yeah. Well, he was going on about the guilt by association thing, and I said, what was that book that the guy who shot Lennon was carrying? Was it Catcher in the Rye? It was like, oh well, and my point was, well, should we censor Catcher in the Rye then? Because that's what he was reading at the time. If we're gonna get on top of people for reading things and doing extreme actions, we're going to start hassling people for who they follow on fucking Twitter, which is what happens and what Glenna does. Exactly what he does. Motherfucker, he can fuck off.
Well, I found I was blocked by some, I don't remember who it was now, some ex-TV presenter, something that I've never, to the best of my knowledge, I'm not saying it's impossible, that I might have had a drinky or two in the past, and called him, I can hear our new dog snoring, might have had a drinky in the past and called him terrible names, but I don't recall it, but I'm blocked. And I think there's a lot of that block list shit going on, isn't there? They just block followers of certain people they don't like, or... I think that's what it is, or maybe the guy just saw one of my tweets once and thought, oh my god, what a twat. And just, blocked me there and then. I always find it's disappointing when I'm blocked without having the chance to offend them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I sent that Diversity in Comics a tweet to him saying, because I watch his YouTubes now, and I sent him a tweet saying, I don't know anything about comics, but I love listening to you roast them. And that was my tweet. That was it. There was nothing like fuck Blackie or anything like that. It was just like, I don't know anything about comics, specifically in the tweet, but I enjoy listening to you roast them. And then I found out I'm on a block list for like 18,000 people just for tweeting him. And it's all people who write comic books as well. That's the thing. And here's the thing. My girl's into comics. She loves them, graphic novels and all that. They're the sort of adult ones and the indie ones. And I never know what to get her because I don't know what the scene is. So now I'm looking at this Diversity in Comics guy and I'm like, well, I'm going to buy his comics because by all accounts, they're like really bloody. They're like a Tarantino movie, no political correctness. And I'm like, well, I'm going to start buying his ones then, because he hasn't blocked me, and he's been nice to me. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's how it works, isn't it? You just... If the guy that writes Spider-Man is going on about how he's an Arab and tough shit if you don't like Arabs writing Spider-Man, it's like, mate, no one cares. But the fact that you're talking about that, the fact that you're like getting so fucking uppity about it, it's like, I'm not going to buy that shit. No way.
Well, I saw that. I got... what was it? You commented on someone that was talking about the game cards, which were perceived as racist because if you got the crack the whip one, it affected the black hero, but there was no reference to people. These were the card colours.
Yeah. The context of the card colour.
And people turned that into a racist thing. And I noticed Graeme had been on it, and it was Graeme, myself, and Happy Dog were all online. We're all in private chat. We're all being dicks with various people, including Owen Schroyer of InfoWars. And I just left a comment, like, of course they've removed it, not because they're wrong, because they don't want the SJW gang fucking that's coming next. And, like, I got the weirdest reply, didn't I?
Yeah. Oh, here he is. I was expecting you.
The bogeyman.
Bogeyman.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's how I was going to introduce you on the second one at extra time.
I am now the bogeyman. I just like, we were expecting you, Mr. Hewitt.
Yeah, which is creepy because he's just been scanning my account to find like whatever, and he's like, "Oh, Hayden Hewitt live leak. Oh, that man, yeah." Which is pathetic. I don't scan people's accounts to fucking find out.
I quite like it though. I'd like to see more. Oh, it's you. I thought it'd be you.
Yes. Well, hopefully now, next time you get an argument, if someone searches your handle, hopefully they'll see that guy saying, "Oh, I expected you." I like the fact that he just caved as well.
Yeah, I'm not continuing this conversation.
No pylons, no air.
I offered to meet him for a chai latte.
You did.
I thought that was very nice. I mean, he didn't even respond, the ignorant Canadian prick. What a rude fucker.
See, I don't even know he's Canadian because I was just dealing with the point in hand.
Oh, no, I had to find it because I went and screenshotted it because he was so cool.
Oh, no. If it had been me on the other end of that, yeah, of course I would have a good dig. Who is it? Who's this that's decided I am the boogeyman who is to be expected? It's true though, man. It's bullshit with that card. Yeah. It was called Crack the Whip. Yeah. And then it had the word black in the description, and like dozens and dozens of people were like discussing it in a meaningful manner. Like whether the card was too powerful or too weak, or I don't fucking know. Whatever the thing is that people do when they play those card games. And then it's like a few SJWs sniffed up and went, "Whip, black, this can't be right." It's like, no, guys, that makes you the racist. That's you. You're the ones that have got the issue.
They're strange motherfuckers.
You're making that connection. Because for a start, slavery doesn't equal black people. Whips don't equal... It's creepy that you're making that connection. You know what I mean? It's like... And obviously they repeat it so much that you can't help but make that connection a little bit yourself.
They're just desperate for something to give. Anyway, just very quickly in chat, Bob Stupup, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. It's pretty fucking simple. However, what if someone started off with a vagina and I don't actually know what they do? Do they just turn it inside out and go, "There's your cock"? I'm not sure how it works.
No. You get your cock by when you take the... testosterone and that, your clitoris grows out into a cock.
Like that picture I put on the Trigger Warning social site.
Yeah, that would have been halfway there.
Yeah, that was a big hitter.
And then they sew you up.
Right. And with men, they just tuck it all inside, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Just tuck it inside, so it's a bit more complex than that. But I think you're a boy if you're born a boy, and you're a girl if you're born a girl. And then you can become trans if that's what you feel you need to do.
Yeah, you can just be trans. You are transitioning from one gender to the other.
And to be honest, unless you look really blokey, if you just crack on, I don't think as many people care. And I don't even mean that in a horrible way. I think society is far more accepting, and if there were less of these fucking arseholes demanding you think this, that, and the other, I think more people would just be like, "I don't fucking care, whatever, yeah, you're a woman, whatever." People
don't. They don't care. They really don't. They might have a laugh about it. Of course they might, but they don't.
You're not allowed to laugh. You're not allowed to laugh, you heartless bastard.
But people laugh about everything. People joke about everything. I shared that Tram-Pedo tweet today. The Edinburgh, have you seen that they've put out?
No.
They were like, be careful of the Tram-Pedo. And
Tram-Pedo? Is that like a Sharknado?
Yeah, that's what they were writing it like. But it was tram-pedo. And they were trying to say it's like, because trams are big and heavy, they'll come and just knock you straight over. And I shared that, like, careful kids. And, which has got a double meaning, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking some like, just shady Scottish bloke on the tram.
Exactly. And that's not...
Look out, children. It's the Tram-Pedo.
Yeah, it's not funny, but that was funny. Of course it was. And things that you can take the piss out of absolutely anything. Of course you can.
Pedonado.
The Pedonado.
What a film that would be. Is that a paedophile in the tornado?
We should start calling our listeners the Pedonation. #Pedonation. And it'd be a bit like Pepe or Kekistan, wouldn't it? Anyone that's in on the joke would be like, yeah. And everyone else would be like grossly disgusted. Are they really calling their fans? Everyone's going, hey, proud member of the Pedonation.
Pedo Army.
Pedo Army. Well, it's like
no child left behind.
It's like Stampede, but it's people, so it's our people army. Pedo Nation.
We're not saying they all fuck kids. There's a couple we're not sure about, but overall, we don't think they do the bad abuse.
No, the light stuff, the emotional stuff.
The lighter side. Child sexual abuse.
Can you my little girl in there, I have no idea what's going on inside of that door, but it's going to be bad when we finish. Finished, have you? Yes, I'll take her now, don't worry. Alex has said on the chat as well, I always knew I'd live to see Graeme versus Hayden court case, but this isn't quite how I expected it. I know it has been really weird. I watched a video about it all day and they kept saying Graeme and Hayden. And it troubled me.
I'm going to take you to court now. On similarly trumped up bullshit charges.
I was going to say, what's the most minor, like, not life-altering thing you could take me to court for, just so we could say it's happened? Small claims, I owe you a £5.
That'd end up costing me about 500 quid.
Well, we could be amicable about it, we could settle, but we just once we've got the paperwork in for you to post.
Yeah, we settle that, then you get to court thinking this will be good, and then the charges are read out.
Yeah, I think it's just the £5. I'm there in my 70s suit, my big pink tie, my little round sunglasses gone. Hit me, Judge. On the 17th of September 2006. What?
This doesn't look like a civil suit.
Guy's there with the handcuffs right next to me already. We've not even started yet. Going on? Hayden, I believe you prepared a video.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Your Honour. Yes. It is a montage.
It might seem jumpy, but Graeme just moves funny. Just this loop of I hate the blacks. Burn the Jews. Burn the blacks. Burn the white people. Burn everybody.
Just every little out of context thing. The word tranny just peppered in every few seconds.
Pedos.
Trannies.
Pedos. Tranny pedos. Just get it all in there.
Yeah. Just say it. Just fucking say tranny. It's fucking fine. I'm just there with a little tear. Oh, shit. He's done me for an hate crime. I'm so fucked. I'd be better off raping the guy.
Don't let's turn this hate crime into a rape.
Please, Your Honour. I only got my dick out in front of him. That was it. This is all just revenge. And I did it in a straight way.
Oh, it'd be funny as fuck seeing you sent down for a hate crime.
I know.
You'd only get a few months. It'd be all right.
Yeah. You know what though? You better get me one of those GoFundMe's if I do.
I'll drop by, check on your family, drop them off some, I don't know, food parcels and shit once a week. I'll make sure they're all right till you get home. I'm not a monster.
I'm going to get raped for 2 months for being a pedo. I want to walk out to a couple of $100,000.
You walk out to find that Soph and Zelda have a couple of $100,000 and are living somewhere warmer.
All these fuckers off Lively could come out of the woodwork. Thinking it's some sort of bit that we were doing. Oh, yeah. Great that Hayden sorted this out.
Then you got to spend the rest of your days living in a housing association house being threatened by your neighbours.
Alex is saying I'd come out with Nazi tattoos. Yeah, I'd probably go full hardcore survival mode, wouldn't I? I'd just be like, there's only one way I'm going to survive this bullshit, man.
With everyone in like Strangeways prison just staring at you, what's he doing?
What's he doing? Sat there with a bruise, like, what are you doing, mate?
No one gets bummed on remand, mate. Just have some spice and calm down.
God, can you imagine? Oh,
someone bum me. I need to get my GoFundMe up.
Oh.
Please help me. I'm emotionally scarred. I went to prison and nobody bummed me.
That'd be me, wouldn't it? I felt threatened, though. I thought it might happen. Did it happen? It might have done. I could get in with the Democrats then, wouldn't I? I'd have a great fucking career ahead of me.
I need to look into this. I'll talk to the solicitor in a couple of days and find out how I can make this happen.
Don't worry, he trusts me. He won't read the paperwork. I'll just tell him I've sorted it.
It'll be good for the show, Graeme. Just think of the show.
Couldn't shaved his hair off just for a fucking intro 1 week. Don't worry about that. I'll just tell him it'll be funny.
He's a fucking vampire. He'll do anything. Yeah. It's fine. It's just, don't worry about it. Do you remember that one where he danced around half naked? That was his fucking idea.
Yeah, that was it. He phoned me to make sure I was available for that fucking one.
He rang up and I remember your opening words of that conversation. Don't say no until you've heard me out. Of all the people that say that to us, well, you could have said, I want to jump around the studio with a pineapple hanging out my ass. Yeah, all right, whatever, yeah.
Nice, yeah. All right,
sweet, okay.
Have you got the music?
About 5-ish. No problem, whatever. Ah, dearie me.
Oh, God. Hey, we got off the Glinner thing quite quickly, didn't we?
We got onto the whole prison rape thing really quickly, though.
I know, yeah. But hey, the prison comes into it, though. I got to talk about the gender recognition certificate, man. That's the important thing. They're trying to scrap that at the moment, but which for some people would be an advantage.
I've got one here. This is why.
Go on.
It's a woman to man, trans, female to male would be the scientific term, I guess. Saying, why should I and others go begging cap in hand to a panel of judges who don't know us and request they grant us a gender recognition certificate? No one has the right to tell you who you are. In these days of gender fluidity, people should live the lives they wish to lead without being suppressed by a meaningless scrap of paper. So what they want is the right to just, each day, just decide. I'm a man today, I'm a woman today.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. I mean, that's a wonderful argument, and it's very poignant. But the reason why, and yeah, it might be a little bit too hardcore at the moment, but you don't just scrap the entire thing. The reason for it is that you get serious psychological evaluation as part of it.
Yeah.
You're assessed fully because it is a mental illness. If you're cutting your tits off or cutting your dick off, to alleviate your dysphoria, then you've got serious problems. And that needs to be fully treated because it could be any number of things, and it is. It's sometimes you're just born that way. Yeah, you're born in the wrong body. Sometimes you were abused like fuck as a kid and you're confused as shit now. Sometimes you're gay and you came up in an environment where that wasn't fostered and it wasn't allowed to develop, so you just go fully the other way, and after a couple of years wearing a dress, you just go, you know what, I'm gay. And that does happen. And that's why you have the certificate. That's why you have the period of assessment, because the problem that you have with it, if you don't, is you get it like it is at the moment in America, where people are self-identifying as whatever and then self-medicating. They're sterilizing themselves. They're getting top surgery without any fucking interventions whatsoever from a trained professional. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I get it. You're an adult. You can do what you want. But the argument for the certificate, and I do agree with it, is actually sitting down and hardcore going into your things. I know some people that have been through a transition, and they've hated it. They've hated the fact that they've gone to the doctor and the doctor's blamed it on dysphoria, and the whole process has been horrible. It has. But these things need addressing. Again, I'll say mental health. We're supposed to say it's okay to not be okay. And I agree with that, of course. If someone's depressed, anxiety, whatever, talk about it, tell people about it, go and get the help. But for some reason with trans people, we're just supposed to pretend that it's like this beautiful flowery thing. But it's not.
No.
It's a serious condition. It's something that requires massive intervention. And you know, if you're one of these dicks that wants to say I'm non-binary and you want to start wearing makeup and then declaring you're a minority because of it, you can go fuck yourself. It's people with dysphoria. And actually, whilst you are under consideration for the certificate, you can change everything apart from your birth certificate. So they're making out like women are forced, you know, trans women are forced into a certain environment where you can change everything. You can live as a woman. That's part of the requirement to actually live as a woman. So it's not like they make out like it's some horrible, it's that cliche of like old white men. You know, you get sent to the old white men who decide, and they couldn't possibly understand anything. But, you know, unfortunately, some of these old white men are clinical psychologists.
Who do understand some things, it has to be said.
Yes, they do. They understand a lot more than the blogs you're reading that go, well, you're probably trans, aren't you? Because you're 17 and you feel different. I've got news for you. Everyone that's 17 feels different. Everyone that's 17 doesn't fit in. They don't know who they are in the world. And did you know what? Like, when I was a kid, it was certain things. Everyone looked like fucking Kurt Cobain, and all girls kissed everyone. All girls were a lesbian. All of them, you know. But there's been actual studies to show that trans self-identification has been going through the roof, and there's two possible reasons for that, and they're both probably true. One of them being that it's more accepted and there's more noise and they feel more comfortable coming out. Great. The other thing is peer pressure. There's been actual evidence that it's peer pressure, because even there's unusual clusters of people coming out of trans, and it's like no. In terms of the population averages and all that, your mates that you went to school with the whole time, you can't all be trans, and they're not. They're not. Some of them last 2 months, some of them last 3 months. I know a guy, we had to put up with him for about 6 months of looking like the biggest, most ridiculous tart, you know, proper, like, oh, I'm a girl. And it's like, well, why? Girls don't dress like that, dude. Fucking Lily Savage dresses like that, you know.
Yeah, but we can't stop people doing that, because it's one of my great pleasures in life. I used to love it when I did the radio show at Fab, and especially around Pride Week, because they all come past the studio, don't they, to go into the gay village.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's not even malicious joy. I just take deep joy in seeing blokes that are bigger than me, you know, with better beards than me.
Oh, yeah. Built like brick houses. Yeah,
basically dressed as like how they imagine Shirley Bassey would be if she was on acid. And they just go romping down the road in the high heels, and I just think that's fucking marvellous.
It's great. It's brilliant, and nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No,
good luck,
why
mate.
would you?
Good luck.
Why would you? Why would you leave them to it? They're having a great time. They're giving everyone else some pleasure and enjoyment from just going, yeah, well done. You know, there's nothing funnier than seeing... I mean, I know a transvestite is very different to a transsexual and all these things, but, you know, when I was growing up, a tranny was a transvestite. It was just a bloke that dressed as a woman. You know, I only met one transsexual person when I was in my teens. They were the daughter of a couple that lived near us. And there was never an issue, you know, because obviously that's someone that's really gone the full hit. So you might have a little snigger, you know, because you're all human or whatever, but there was never a problem, you know, there was never any hateful commentary. That's someone that's gone the full hog. But if the bloke across the road came out dressed as a... I don't know, I've never seen a lady ever dressed like that, but, you know, you'd have a laugh. I mean, one time I worked in a video shop, and upstairs lived an artist by trade. And one, you know, his sister used to come in. They were all very nice, really nice people. One day he was dressed as a middle-aged lady. And I mean, you know, like Agatha Christie style. Middle-class, middle-aged lady. And I was incredibly rude because I just laughed. And he didn't come in again for about 4 months. So I guess, you know, I like the brassy ones that get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they want to live their life.
Own it.
Fuck the light years. This is what I enjoy, whether it's just at the weekend or whether it's a complete life adjustment. Just you fucking rock it. But don't tell everyone how to think about it. Just be content in your own world. If you're not being discriminated against, just fucking rock on with it.
Dude, people have taken the piss out of the way I look my entire life.
Understandably.
I don't give a fuck. You called me a hippie terrorist in front of a complete stranger the other day, and he laughed his ass off at me.
And not only that, I did that in a child's soft play area.
You did. It was a completely inappropriate location for that kind of a conversation.
But that's how you looked with your backpack.
Yeah. He laughed deeply, but then we got on because it was no big deal. Because you know what? That's what being an adult is. You just fucking get on with it. You don't like. I ended up really getting on with the guy. He was lovely. His daughters were amazing. But yeah, you just get on with it. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is being reviewed at the moment, the certificate, and in preparation for it being reviewed, we've talked about this before, where they're making swimming pools, same-sex changing rooms, but the problem is that sexual assault has gone through the roof because. And here's the point, and I got in a bit of a thing with my mate Oracle about this the other day. He was going, he's like, no, it's not about trans people. It's about putting people with penises, whether they identify as a man or a woman, in with people with vaginas, whether they also identify as a man or as a woman. It doesn't matter. Putting them in the same room just so you can wave a flag of inclusivity is not a good thing to do.
A flag of what, mate?
Inclusivity.
There we go.
Fuck off. but rapes have gone through the roof.
Yeah, of course they have.
You point it out, and it did get pointed out. It was a freedom of information request by the Telegraph. It wasn't some fly-by-night opinion piece. It was an actual data from the government. 9 out of 10 sexual abuse reports are in these unisex places, which is insane. But people are going, oh, it's all right. And here's the thing, man. It's not even about appeasing trans people, because trans people who pass, which is a lot of them, or they pass enough for you to not care, that's fine. They're then focusing on the even smaller minority where it does just look like a dude in a dress. And they're saying, oh, well, that dude in a dress, she shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable. And it's like, I'm sorry, but she's going to have to go in the disabled. She's going to have to. If it's an issue, if she feels people are looking at her, then you're just going to have to do that. You're going to have to. Because we can't just put lots of women and girls in danger just to protect your feelings. It's much, much easier to just sit you down and go, you look like a dude in a dress, right? If people around you are pretending that you don't, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you've got that kind of social circle, and I'm glad they're supporting you like that. But you do look like a dude in a dress. Stop trying to change everything else. There's a reason that you keep women's spaces women only and men's spaces men only. And it's because men rape women, and you can never, ever stop that. You can never stop rape. you just minimize the risk. But that's what they're trying to change at the moment. That's part of the consultation, is bringing in more of this unisex thing. I mean, single-use unisex toilets, I'm 100% behind that shit. Fine. That's the free market taking care of a perceived issue. You go into Waterstones, and they're just single-use. Whatever. It's fine. There's more and more of that happening, and that will balance out to needs. But the problem is, and it's the same as the smoking ban or any of that nonsense, when you just roll in with these big blanket decisions based on the opinions of extreme minorities that are very, very noisy and don't actually represent the best interests of the people they claim to speak for, because a trans person that passes just wants to go and get fucking changed. They don't want to walk in and go, hey, look at my dick, everyone. But I am a lady. Don't give a fuck about all that. They're not going in like they just want to get on with it the same as anyone in a fucking changing room. Stop putting... And this is the thing that brings it back to Graeme Linehan, because he's defending the women's groups that are speaking in terms of this. They're saying, we really don't want these girls to keep getting raped like they are doing and keep getting assaulted the way they are doing, and it's going up because of these policies. And everyone's going, you're just transphobes. And it's like, oh, they don't give a fuck. They don't care about trans people. They really, really don't. They care about themselves and their daughters. They care about their vaginas and what people with penises are going to do. That's all they give a shit about. And you can't just... and I get why Glenna's... No, I don't really. I don't really get why that's the one thing that he's defending. Like, why is he defending just that? Because he's such a dick about everything else. He's such a colossal prick about free speech.
He's just caught up on it, mate. He's just caught up on... Like, do you know what? We all do it. We all do it. We log on one day and we often get our assignment for the day. And that's the bone we'll gnaw until we get bored and move on to the next thing. Linehan's found some kind of acceptance among the TERFs, and we all like that. And he's had some back and forth, and he's got opinions on that topic, and they got very strong opinions on it, and it's turned into something else. But I mean, you know, it's the whole thing's fucking madness anyway. Let's just underscore it with that. It's all fucking madness. Let people be what they're going to be, but also you have to respect the safe spaces, and I don't mean safe space. I mean women's changing rooms, men's changing rooms. Let's have a bit of respect for that. We have to. That's the majority. And as you said, when you have unisex, you have problems. And it's just, it's time to stop now. It's time just to stop this nonsense. But we're cracking on with time, Graeme.
Oh,
it's 53 minutes gone.
What?
And we've not done any of the call-outs for anything.
We've not.
So, very briefly, there's one more story. In fact, you know what? We'll do the call-outs, and in extra time, we'll talk about Manchester Uni and the other stuff.
Okay.
We're going to do extra time on the down low, I think, tonight.
Ooh.
Keep it fresh. Keep it exciting. I don't know. People have got 5 minutes to talk us out of it. Well, actually, about 3 minutes it'll take to do the call-outs, so they can try.
Okay.
But I just like the idea of just once in a while, just keep it on the down, you know.
Yeah, we'll have to be there Friday, 8 p.m. Tell your friends.
Yeah, secretly secrets.
We are clockwork on that now with the podcast. 8 p.m. Wednesday and Friday, guaranteed every day.
Nailed it. Unless you're a patron, in which case you get both episodes tomorrow around lunchtime. So on a Wednesday around lunchtime, our patrons on patreon.com/triggerwarning.tv. Oh no, not dot, just triggerwarning TV. Get both episodes, the podcast and the extra time, all at once in one big juicy bundle.
And it's an uncompressed file as well, isn't it? So you get to really hear the desperation in my voice.
No, it's still compressed, but I think it's just in stereo. So I come in one ear and you come in the other. And who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want us coming in their ears in stereo?
I have no idea.
But listen, guys, thank you for listening to the podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please consider sharing it. It's a massive boost for us. The numbers are going up, and it's because of you guys getting word out. And if you enjoy it, we love doing it. Let's make sure we can do it more. If you'd like to go a bit deeper with your support, we are on Patreon. As I said, patreon.com/triggerwarning TV. You can sign up for $1 a month or more if you'd like. You can see what our targets and goals are on there for the project, and just, every dollar helps. It's as simple as that. Because there are expenses to this. There's hosting, there's the radio that you're listening to now, the radio station. There are the software licenses, the stuff we use for doing this, because we're not sat in the same room at the moment.
No.
Never
mind the initial cost for all the gear and everything like that. We've not even factored that in, have we?
No, I can't. we'll never break even on that. But it all helps genuinely, and usually we have a PayPal donate button, but don't use that at the moment because possibly thanks to InfoWars, we got some PayPal issues I'm trying to work out. I should know in the next few days. But we're looking at some other payment providers just in case, because GearPress, where you could usually buy Trigger Warning merchandise and Live Leak merchandise, has had to close its doors temporarily while we sort this out as well. Cheers, InfoWars. That's good of you. As long as you can carry on selling your cock pills and your Brain Booster Plus with all the soy in it. Fucking soy boys. But anyway.
I know. What we don't know, normally we're like, well, you can still get on the Patreon because we've locked the payouts on that, haven't we? But normally we're like, hey, get on the Patreon, and it is nice on there. But or PayPal or GearPress or whatever, it's like we can't do any of that now.
No, just Patreon, and until we get it sorted, or we open up this other payment provider that Patreon uses with it, we'll just cover it. But whatever. But yeah, if you do want to help us, if you can't afford to give, then just share, please. And if you can't even be arsed sharing, and you just want to listen, that's fine too. Whatever you like, we don't mind. It's all good. We're all family. Not the kind of family some of you'd be used to, because we don't have sex, but we're still all family and we're all in this shit together. So thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. If you're listening live, you're just automatically a rock star. And last of all, keep checking our Twitter at Triggered TV, because we do have a new Trigger Warning social media platform, and we release invitation codes for it normally every day. And you can get in there, hang out with us, hang out with some other Triggerists, and
it's been really nice, hasn't it? It's been really good. I've enjoyed it thoroughly so far.
I'm enjoying it. I mean, there's not a huge amount of members there at the moment. Maybe that's why it's all chilled and stuff, but it works just like another very popular social media platform, because it's not meant to be anything different. It's just our little place for us all to hang out, share shit we want to share, work under a slightly different rule set to the big blue site, to say the least. And just hang out. Check at Triggered TV, and you get an invitation code, or drop us a DM, and we'll get one sent out to you. And come hang out with us, because we hang out there quite a bit.
Yeah, I've just been adding every single person that joins. I'm like, add friend. There's a few that are still floating. There's a few. This is the thing with this. It's the Trigger Warning social media page, right? And I'm there with my blue fucking tick, adding them, and they're just leaving me on red. Yeah, whatever. I'm like, oh, thanks. We're not even covering costs here, and now I'm doing that every day.
Just leaving you fucking hanging, dude. Leaving you hanging, that's cold.
I know. I don't mind, though. I like it. But yeah, please come and join us. Please do. Check the Twitter, or just drop us a private message. Please join up.
A couple of people have requested that we do extra time live. I don't know.
Yeah, some in a more friendly way than others.
Oh, Happy Dog's got that issue, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got that issue. He can't help it. Not Tourette's. He's just a twat. That's his issue.
He's not got any victim points to pin it on.
I played a computer game with Happy Dog the other day.
Oh, really? Which one?
Yeah, Far Cry.
Oh, is that why I didn't get an invite?
I got the impression he wasn't terribly impressed with my skills, because I ran everyone over, him over, his people over, the cows over. Everybody got in a car, shot and burned and ran him over. And the last time he invited me on, he went AFK for a minute and I set fire to his aeroplane. So I'm probably not the best person to game with most of the time, to be fair. You know, shit happens. But guys, listen, thanks for listening. And I don't know, what do you reckon, Graeme? Do we do it live or do we do it?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I like it. As long as everyone promises to listen again on the podcast.
Yeah, we need the numbers. We need the numbers desperately.
Like, because seriously, you've no idea just how much your shares are affecting it. Even if you've only got 20 followers on Twitter, it's because then it comes up on other people's feed that it's been liked and shared and all that, and you genuinely, there's been a tangible growth in the numbers. So even if you listen live, please drop us a share, and if you are listening now on the podcast, please drop us a share and a like and all that nonsense, because it really, really, really makes a difference.
Really?
Oh,
I just wanted to say really as well. So I just didn't want to feel left out there. I was feeling like I hadn't stressed it enough. I needed a really. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you're listening to this on the podcast, go and listen to Extra Time if it's after Friday. But every Wednesday, every Friday, they come out regular as clockwork anyway, so do check in with us. And if you're listening live, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, I expect, when we go and make fresh brews and attend to things and stuff. But until then, I'm gonna have to change everything on the studio. Oh, what a ball ache!
Why? What's happened?
It doesn't matter. We'll be back. Right. We'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. If you're listening live, if you're listening recorded, we won't be, but you can listen to Extra Time. Then thank you so much. Bye bye.
I'm gonna go wipe my bum. See you in a bit.